Hello, I'm OBX Toycat, and welcome back to another video. Today I have something very different to show you because I have my very first ever Android game video on this channel. And the reason that it's taken so long is because recording Android is a bit of a stress if you want to do it via hardware like I do with my Xboxes. But in the end I decided to go with software, just on-screen recorder. That's why there's an annoying watermark, but it does mean that I can show you this game today that I wanted to show you, which is Knights and Dragons. So this game is pretty cool because it's a good show-off like an Android game, because it's very different, like, you know, it looks very different to a traditional, console game. It's not just trying to be that. It is just a full-on, mobile, iOS, Android game, and it's something that I wanted to show you because it's one I've been playing for about a week now, and it does have a lot of fun. It has a lot of things worth talking about that I wanted to make a video on. So please do like the video if you do like it. It helps out the channel a lot, and it lets me know you do like it, and let's get straight into this, shall we? So, let's start off by talking about what the game basically is, because it's kind of a combination of three major genres of game that you'll expect from, like, the mobile market. And it does it in such a way that it really is quite addicting. So the first part, let's just go into a random thing here. The first part of the game is kind of like an RPG mechanic, but it does it to, it fits it to touch controls, which at first was a point of contention for me, because the way they do it is instead, like in an RPG, usually you just, spam attack, you press A, attack, you pick your character. In this, you've got your characters in an automatic lineup like this, and they kind of automatically attack the enemy, which seems simple enough, but you have to time your specials right if you want to do the best, because if I went now with a special, that'd be a waste, but if I use it on this next enemy, for instance, I can actually save an attack. There's a few strategic points in combat, picking your armor and stuff is where the strategy comes in, and I think that's the kind of point the game's making, because at first I was just like, so is it literally a game where you do nothing? But I realized as I played more that, the game actually has a really decent amount of, depth to the game, and, it starts with just stuff like, the levels get more and more difficult, there's quests and new stuff you've got to do, but there's also, in just how you get the weaponry that you want to equip yourself with, there's so many different types of it. Like, there's literally, I think it's hundreds or thousands of different types of armor. Like, there's just an insane amount. Let's go in for the special attack right away here. There's just so many different types of armor, and that's one of the insane things here. So, I think our first guy is probably going to die right about now. Let's hope that isn't actually, yeah, it looks like that's going to happen. And, let's talk about what this game. So this is the first part of the game, as I mentioned. This is the RPG kind of mechanic-y thing. It's very cool. I guess this is where, like, the Knights of the Knights and Dragons comes from. Obviously, Dragons go into it later, but for now, let's just take out this boss, which we should be able to do, hopefully, of the last two guys. Obviously, once you lose all your characters, you die. Once they lose all theirs, then they die, and you get the bonus for winning that, like, kind of scenario, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so this is a game, this is something you might kind of recognize from an old-school RPG on a console, something like that. There's also two other parts of the game, and they're both kind of intriguing by themselves. So the second part is this kind of like, build up your castle thing. So you can see over here, like this section of the map right here, is actually kind of the castle. So I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see there's a bunch of different structures in the castle, and they all do different things. So there's a few structures, like, these ones right here I'm tapping on right now. These just give you gold. It's that simple. You tap, you get the gold. But there's also, structures like, for instance, the bonus chest room, for instance, where you can, like, called chance chest, sorry, where you can basically go in there with your keys, and you can unlock, like, tiny chance, or you have chances of getting, like, loads of random armor. And as I mentioned, like, armor, the variety of armor is one of the best bits. And, another cool thing is, like, there's these bonus chests you unlock for doing all sorts of things, and you could get anything in them. So I think I just won some crystals, I won this piece of armor just here, and I won this cool ring right here. So, of course, okay, we've got the luminous loop, which looks like a pretty decent ring. We got some basic water armor, which we'll probably just use combined with other stuff, and we also got some gems. As an example, another example of building, I've mentioned this like a couple times now, but you can actually combine multiple bits of armor together. So if I'm like, okay, so I've got some basic water armor just here. Oh, sorry, he's equipped and so on. Let's get some basic spirit armor, and let's combine that with some basic, fire, or some basic, let's pick a particular thing and combine it with it in that way. That's probably the way we'd do this one. So, besides just, this particular. Okay, so I'm sorry I was just interrupted there, but let's get straight back into the game then. So, besides just the fact that you've got your RPG mechanics, you've also got the castle here. There's a bunch of stuff. A lot of the buildings, like I'll build another one just now, for instance. You can see a lot of the buildings, that's the armor smith, sorry. You can see a lot of the buildings, if we go to the shop here, are actually about getting more gold, which is, a cool little thing like that. But there's also buildings which do things like, combine the armor, like the chance chest, and, in general, you need lots of gold, so it's nice that you've got lots of these. So, for instance, right now, let's build ourselves a dungeon, and this gives us a decent amount of gold, and that's going to take us 4 hours, so that's why this game is great for, like, the 20-minute sessions at a time, because if you really wanted to do the thing where you're like, I'm just going to skip the game now, you could totally just play, like, 12 hours hours of this a day. But it's more recommendable as like a game to pick up for 20 minutes, put down, pick up for another 20 minutes, play for a little bit, and that's what I kind of like about it. It almost encourages you to do it that way. And that's the sort of game I like, because when you're playing a game on a phone, you don't want to be stuck there for hours at a time. That's something I've noticed. Like, the same game on both a PC and a phone can be an entirely different experience because of how you're using the device, and, that's something I've noticed about this game in particular. But yeah, so, they're the first two parts, this whole castle thing. This whole thing over here where it's like, let's progress through the, main story, because you've got to slowly do harder and harder missions. But also, there's quests, which are kind of the most important thing. Right now, I'm not doing any, but, there's this big progression in quests, because they give you XP, they give you gold, and they kind of give you that incentive to go forwards. But the third part of the game, which you can actually do while you wait for your health to recover, because if you look, I damaged myself pretty badly doing the thing I just did, which, actually, I kind of want to do, like, another just raid here. But yeah, I kind of damaged myself quite badly doing what I just did, but if I wanted to, while I wait, or indeed, just in general, there is also the PvP arena. So this is a pretty fun thing, because this is how you can, 1, fight against your friends, and 2, keep yourself entertained if you want to do something during the downtime. And basically, it allows you to fight against other players, which is super competitive, because you and a friend, this has the whole, like, friend code thing, so if you want to get extra armor from a friend, you can totally do that. But yeah, so let's go into, let's fight against one of these people that we need to get revenge against. It looks like Killshot Rowan. Let's see if we can do this. And it's pretty interesting, because you're playing against other people's characters. Obviously, this is just their characters, but a particular thing. And this guy looks like he's got a pretty strong advantage on me. But it's still fun, just to, fight up people, win against some, lose against others, knowing that when you kill them, you've got that, you were defeated by Toy Cat message, although, obviously, you're probably not called Toy Cat. I imagine you're not. I mean, I think I got the Toy Cat name on lockdown. But yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do like that. Okay, I'm going to lose this one, so I'm going to admit defeat now. But let's go into one that we can hopefully actually win. So let's just go against this Rune Knight right here. I bet he looks pretty simple. Okay, just 2 people. Hopefully we can do something here. Okay, can we? This is going to be a close one, actually. It looks like even just 2 of them has a pretty good amount of armor. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different little mechanics in this whole game, and it really is one of those games that rewards friendship pretty well. Because, it has the whole, it's got the whole, you can play against your friends, you can use your friends to get challenged. There's a whole bunch of different benefits to it. And if you want, in the comments down below, post your friend codes, and then, other people can add you in that way. I know that's something that always happens on these sorts of videos anyway, so you might as well have it, sanctioned by me. And this is going to turn into a pretty close fight. It's going to go right down to the and then he has his power attack, which means it doesn't go down to the wire. So, yeah, super close fight, as you can see there. This arena can be pretty fun, and, yeah, that's that. So they're kind of the 3 main parts of the game. As I said, I really like that it is kind of 3 games in one. A lot of games would just be this whole, get the gold, get the gold, get the gold, get the gold system. But this game combines like an RPG of slow progression, where you go from here to there to here to over here somewhere, to over here to over. You can see it's all covered in clouds right now to keep the game hidden, but you can see there's a whole bunch of cool stuff. It combines that with, the fact that there's the city, which you're slowly building. It combines that with PvP, and then on top of that, there's all the other functions you want from a soft game like this, where it's got, you can join guilds, and you can pull your XP and fight against each other. You can, do, bosses daily. So let's, you can see this guy, for instance. I'm on super low health, although not against the boss. So, let's see how exactly this goes. You can see it's a pretty fun thing. So, I think I lost to this guy last time I fought him, but let's see if we can do it. It's really cool. There's a bunch of stuff to do in this game, and I think it's pretty cool. So, an honest overall summary from this game. It's a great game to pick up for 20, 30 minutes at a time. I do think it's really slow to get into. I wasn't a big fan of the tutorial in this game, like how it forced you to hold your hand for the first while. I think after a while, it definitely got quite a bit better. Because, there's quite a few changes that happen as you go through the game. So it's, it starts off just being like, you have to do this, to do this. But it starts to give you more freedom. It starts to give you the freedom to, fight monsters. Oh, wow, that's a lot of loot. That's a serious amount of loot. But it gives you the ability to, start crafting your own stuff, start fighting other people, start doing stuff in your own time. And I really like that. I'm a big fan. But, on the downside in general, that slow start, sometimes it does feel like it's trying to force you to use the gems, like you can see here with this 4-hour thing, or it's like you can skip it, and, I get they need to make money, but sometimes that does rub me the wrong way. But in general, a great game. I have been picking it up, every day for the past week, so, maybe it's something worth considering if you want to play something new, and yeah, please do like the video if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you are new around here. I do videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them dead on your homepage. Obviously, I mostly do Minecraft, and I'm just testing this whole Android recording thing. Let me know if this was a smooth experience in the comments, or whatever you want to do. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.